Hello! Greetings, people of the interwebs. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are having a thunderously good Thursday. Full of good things. I'm here with my co-hosts Camembert and Plushian, Plushian's sort of falling over. Sit up, mate. You're on camera. Come on. Where should I pop you? Like that? No. Oh gosh, it's all going horribly wrong. There we go. That's more like it. Yes. So waistcoat watch today. I saw a request in the Discord from Ninja that he wears his space waistcoat. So I thought, your wish is my command. And he is now wearing a space waistcoat, and he looks fabulous. So just bear with me. And of course we have Plushian, as ever, ready for adventure. Now, we are here for an hour today, because then I have to go to a thing. There are some talks being given by my friends. Sort of like a university talk. Kind of talking about your work sort of thing, what I'm going to watch. So I've got to go to that thing. So we're just going to be here for one solid hour of shenanigans. So thank you for joining. Lovely to see you. I see a few new faces / names. Obviously not faces, that would be weird. But a few new names. So hello, greetings Savage Fairy. Welcome to the stream. Savage Fairy 01. Not the second Savage Fairy, or indeed the third, but the first of the Savage Fairies. Hello, welcome to the stream. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you for deciding to drop by. I am okay with whatever messages you like, so long as they're within the rules. Bear in mind, if it's a particularly long message, it might not be very easy for me to read it, because the chat moves up quite quickly in a hurry, and I tend to be doing other things at the same time as the chat. So if you could keep it as succinct as possible, that makes my life easier. But that would be great. Hey, Fish Fiend, how you doing? Been a little while. Lovely to see you. What is my favourite waistcoat of Camembert's? I think his space waistcoat is my favourite. Because it's space, and I love space. Space is really cool. All things space are amazing to me. So I do like that one a lot. Funny me telling people to make things succinct in the chat as I absolutely ramble on and on and on, but that's what you guys are tuning in for. It's basically one long monologue that doesn't end for an hour, but apparently some of you find that entertaining. I don't know. There you go. Hello. Hey, Miss Catonic, welcome to the stream. Happy birthday to Miss Catonic. Let's all sing. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. I'm not going to do the whole song because, like, that'll take forever, but happy birthday to you. I'll do it in speed mode. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, Miss Catonic. Happy birthday to you. Woo! There you go. Right. Okay, thank you so much for the subs, Miss Catonic. That's incredibly kind of you. Most appreciated. You are lovely. What are we doing today was the question that someone else was asking. Today, we are finishing exporting Lucien's Croc interactions. We've got Croc dialogue that we have to get into the creation kit. And then, because I'm hoping that'll only take us 15 minutes or so, I will be open to audience suggestions. Because we did that ages ago and it's quite fun. So lines for Lucien. We won't have time to do very many of them. I'd like them to be short, easy lines, just general comments rather than clever, complicated interactions. But I'm going to throw it open to you guys to suggest stuff to me. Give me your ideas that I will use for free, completely uncredited. But it's kind of fun when we do that, so yes. Thank you so much for the... Oh, wait, is it sub? Yes, thank you so much for the sub, Armator. Most kind of you. Hi, hello. Savage Fairies, long thing. Okay, just came from your Lucien tutorial and it all worked. I just want to know how to go about making a new quest before the follower framework. Don't want the follower available from the start. Right, bear with. Let me get the creation kit fired up because we need that fired up anyway, and I'll quickly show you stuff. I'll do some very, very quick. I won't actually create a quest while you're watching, but I can show you just the general gist of what you do. It's very simple, really. What you want to do is make a quest. And you can do that if you just Google Creation Kit, how to make a quest. There are some quite good tutorials, even on the Creation Kit wiki. Oh, there's a flying thing. On the CK wiki, it tells you the basics of how to make a quest. And all you want to do is then condition your line of dialogue, that is your recruit conversation. You want to condition that on the quest stage. So you need to say this quest must be completed in order for this dialogue to become available. And that is all there is to it. So I will illustrate that to you once I've got the creation kit fired up. You can see what is going on. More lines if player dies. Go on then, Ego Cat. You guys can help me think of some of those. It's high time we had some more variants and that sort of thing. So we can go ahead and add some to the list. Sure, why not? Today could be the day. I feel like there was a reason I didn't do that before. And I can't remember what the reason was. We might discover what the reason is during the course of the stream today. I might start doing it and suddenly realise, oh, that's why I didn't get around to doing that. But does he have any lines for if the player is close to death? No, he doesn't have any lines for if the player is close to death. No, I don't see why the name system would prevent you from having more death lines. Ha! That would be very fourth wall breaking and funny, Ego Cat. I'm also answering your question. I loved the latest episode of Kenobi. Kenobi is so good. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm really enjoying it. There is a reason for no healing interactions because it's really difficult. Yeah, then the number of lines in there doesn't make any difference, Mr. Video Freak. Doesn't prevent me from adding more. But yeah, loving the Kenobi series. It's fantastic. He doesn't say anything if he's killed. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Nope, not crashing my CK, Mr. Video Freak. No. What about Ms. Marvel? Oh, I loved the first episode of Ms. Marvel. It was so wholesome. It had so much heart to it. I really liked it. I really recommend that. It's very different, for instance, to, say, Moon Knight or, you know, a lot of the other sort of edgy MCU shows. It's a very different vibe, but it's so cool. I mean, some of you might have been here when we played through the Marvel's Avengers game on stream, and that was great, and I fell in love with the character of Kamala in that. I thought she was amazing. You know, such an adorable, well-written character, and it translates so well to screen. Obviously, she's from the comics. I haven't read the comics. I only know her from the Avengers game. Is the only time I've actually encountered Ms. Marvel before. But I thought she was brilliant. It's great. Great show. Really good. No, Lucien doesn't respond to being healed. He doesn't have any dialogue for it because I can't detect it. I can't detect it without... No, I don't do streams watching TV shows. No. We did think about it doing it at some point, but we never actually tried to do that. No, it's the Avengers game was what I was talking about, the Marvel's Avengers game. But no, I can't detect healing. The only way to detect healing, to my knowledge, and there might be a clever way we could get around doing this, but to my knowledge, the way most followers detect healing is by hooking into the vanilla follower system, which then would make it conflict with other follower mods that also do it. However, Mr. Video Freak has got loads of different, has got amazing stuff, so there may well be a clever way of doing it that I'm not aware of yet. I haven't really looked into it much. I just know the standard way that some followers, like Inigo and Ori, I think, do it is by modifying that vanilla healing detection system, which I don't want to do because it would conflict. Right, okay. Anyway, right, so let's actually get some stuff done. So I'm going to switch over to screen with camera. Whee! Oh, we need Tiny Lucien, of course. Of course we need Tiny Lucien. Yeah, no, I make it a point of principle to never modify anything in the vanilla game, ever. Because that way, when someone comes along and says to me, oh, Mr. Joseph Russell, I've discovered that your mod Lucien is breaking my entire game. It's his fault. Fix it straight away. I can just say, no, it doesn't. Because if I know it doesn't modify any of the vanilla game records, I can know with absolute confidence that anything in Skyrim that is broken when you're using him is just Skyrim being Skyrim and not because of him. It's a very useful thing to be able to say. Anyway, right, so here we are. This is the creation kit. Let's just open up Lucien. Hydrate. Certainly shall. Interesting thing, by the way, I've recently started posting on YouTube again properly, which I haven't really done in a long time. I let it go kind of over the last year. And I've been getting back into it, been posting some videos recently. And bizarrely, when you actually start posting things on YouTube, your views start going up. It's amazing. I know that's blindingly obvious, but on the Nexus I'm catching up with the backlog. And also, if you follow me on my stream archive channel, I'm posting like 20 things a day because what I'm doing at the moment is shifting all my old modding workshop streams from the main YouTube channel to my stream archive channel because they were cluttering up the main channel. I've kept a few of the more popular ones on there, but I'm in the process of shifting them all over. So that's why I'm uploading like a million different things on the archive channel at the moment. But yes, I'm going to be posting more regularly on YouTube again. And yes, posting equals views. Stuff goes up. It's nice. You get the view, you post the things, you get more views, and it goes round, and it works. So that would be nice. Shout out from Lost Kitnip to Joseph, that's me, for making your own Lucien series, which I have followed and now have a minimum basic custom follower to work on. Thank you. You are so welcome. I'm so glad. Oh, the ad revenue is a pittance. It's like 30p a day or something. It's not, it's never going to pay anyone's bills. But it's nice. It's nice to have, it all adds up. It does make a difference in the long run. But it will be, I'm going to keep pushing that and see where I can get it to someday. 30 people buy a sherbet dib dab? Probably not. I don't think it would buy me a sherbet dib dab. I don't think you can buy anything for 30p these days. Can anyone think of anything you can buy for 30p? P is a penny. It's 1/100th of a pound of British currency. Right, anyway, okay, so what I was going to do then is fire up the dialogue we have that we recorded last week, and I'll be uploading the VOD. Well, the VOD from last week is available on my Twitch right now, and I'll be uploading onto YouTube very soon. Yeah, I think my current plan going forward with the modding workshop streams is to upload them on the main channel for a bit. And then when the views tail off and they stop being watched, I'll then shift them over into the stream archive channel. And that, I think, will mean that people who are interested get to watch the video, but it doesn't clutter the channel up with dozens and dozens of these 3-hour-long videos, you know? Now, you guys can't hear the audio that I'm playing back at the moment, but I won't be doing it for very long. I've got to play back the dialogue we recorded as Croc, because we're doing conversations between Lucien and Croc. So that is one of the things. Isn't that more work for you in my already rather busy schedule? Yes, Fish Fiend, it is. It's all masses of work. I wish I had an extra 3 days a week. However, I have to try. What new things will the new update bring? Well, it'll bring Croc interactions. That's what I'm currently just finishing off. Currently, we've got 2 conversations. I will add a few more. So there'll be interactions with my other follower mod, Croc. There will be more spells for him to cast from the vanilla game. There's a bunch of stuff I can't tell you about because I can't confirm that it's actually going to happen. But there's a bunch of stuff that's being worked on, most of which I hope will actually make it in. There's some new general quest commentary. This is not the update where you get to see what's up with Mr. Flavius and the Elder Scroll. No, so you won't be getting Lucien's 3rd personal quest in this update. It is something I've written out a lot of the story for now. I've made a lot of sort of mental progress with it. In terms of actual work, there's been very little progress on that quest. It's something I really want to have finished by the end of the year. I'd love to have released it before Christmas. I'll see what happens. That's the vague ballpark I'm working with. Well, I'm sorry, Dean. I work as hard as I can on all the different things, but making a whole quest and dungeon is quite tricky and time-consuming. I did post a sneak preview. It was just one image at the moment. There's more to come. There is an image of Lucien's next personal quest and dungeon of some of the work that has been done, available on my Patreon for those who are on the sneak peek tier. So if you're on Patreon, do have a look for that sneak peek if you want to see a little tiny glimpse of what's to come, but that won't be in the next update because I want to release the next update much sooner than that. you know, and that's a very big and long job. It's a long quest. It's got a lot of content to it, you know, but it's a story I really want to tell. And it'll make you all cry. Hopefully. Right, so where did we get to? We were going to here are the Croc interactions. Hey, Madam Ghosty, good to see you. I saw you commenting on some of my videos, and I was like, I hope Ghosty comes along to the stream. We don't see very much of Ghosty these days, and it was really exciting to see you here. So hi, I hope you're well. Hope all the hauntings are going well. Thank you for the bits, Anonymous Cheerer. Gray is very well, thank you. She was a bit poorly recently, but she's now doing a lot better. She's mostly all healed up. She had a nasty ouchie, but it is fixed. After she had to stay inside for like a week and a half, and she was very miserable about that. But she is now free to frolic in the fields, and she's very pleased. Right, where did we get to with implementing this? Shout out from Nuna to Nuna for forgetting to cancel Nintendo Online and then getting a nasty surprise of an £18 payment going out today. What does that get you? Is that like a fee for using the multiplayer or something? Okay, so we haven't implemented any of Croc's dialogue? I thought we had. Okay, so we obviously did Lucien's side of the conversation. Jacuzzi and Croc interactions when? Well, funnily enough, that is something I would like to cover, and that is actually, now that you've mentioned it, it's the perfect example for my mod work. You know how I have the tutorial series that I want to continue and do planning on continue? I would like to do a tutorial in that series on how to make your mod interact patchlessly with another follower mod. And I didn't want to do it with Lucien because Lucien's interactions I like to all keep contained within his mod. But Croc is the perfect one to do that for. I could demonstrate how to set up interactions between your mod and another mod by making Jacuzzi interact with Croc. That is a brilliant idea. Thank you so much for that, Kev. I know that was a completely unintentional jokey thing, but that actually completely answers that question of how I'm going to do that, because it was something I had vaguely wondered about before. Right, so if we look over at J.R. Lucien Croc, and we just play this audio? What is this last line? Did I accidentally put the Croc files in Lucien's thing, or did we just not do anything with the Croc files? I give up. No, that's Lucien saying I give up. So we didn't actually get around to doing the Croc files. But if we go into Croc... Ah! That's what we want. Sorry, we don't want croc.esp. Right, bear with me. I am trying to figure out what I do here. You go to lucien.esp. Oh! And I said I would show you the thing, didn't I? Savage Fairy, so I will show you the thing in a second. Okay, so we didn't get as far as actually creating the folder for the Croc voice. So let's just have a quick look at what it's called. It's called JR30 Croc Voice. So that's what we want to call it here. We want to go Lucien, and we want to create a new folder called JR30 Croc Voice. And there's the Lucien voice. Okay, so there's nothing in there, and that's where that folder goes. Now, did we create a voice type for Croc? We probably didn't, and we probably haven't made a placeholder for him yet either. So we need to create a placeholder NPC. We did create a placeholder. Did we give it the right voice type? If we go to miscellaneous, no, where's voice types? Is it under character? Voice type. JR30 Croc Voice. We did create all of that. Okay, so that's fine. So we just needed to create it. But okay, right. So Savage Fairy, just before we start doing the Croc stuff then, I just want to very quickly show you. Thank you so much for the bits, Wild Wolfman. Really kind of you. Okay, so here's your quests. Right? So, let's say, well, Lucien has a quest that you have to complete before you can recruit him. It's an invisible quest because it's just his dialogue tree, but you can make it contain anything you want. So Lucien has his intro quest. So you would create a quest, And then in here, you would put whatever stages you want and whatever dialogue you want. And I encourage you to look up the tutorials online for how to create a basic quest, because there's more than I can explain in a stream here now. But the point is, your quest is controlled by various stages, and these stages mark how far through the quest you've got. And Lucien's intro quest is all contained in the dialogue here, and you can see the various lines you can say, are you trying to flirt with me, etc. And when you've completed it and you've told him that he's happy to come, he's willing, he's fine to come with you, it sets the stage to 10. And then, and when it's completed and you actually recruited Lucien, the stage is set to 30. So then if we go into his follower dialogue, JR Lucien follower, you can see in the quest data tree, quest data page over here, there is the condition, get stage, JR Lucien intro, greater than or equal to 30, which means all his follower dialogue, and this is a more complicated version of the standard one I show you how to do in the tutorial series. That means all this dialogue, follow me, etc., is all conditioned on the intro stage being greater than 30. So that is the gist of what you need to do, and I will leave you to have a look on tutorials online in order to find out how exactly to do that. I wish you the best of luck. It's not too tricky. I'm sure you can do it. Oh, I love that, Bray. Lucien, what does he say then? Doomspathar.
I have decoded his thoughts, and it says, Yazoo.
So deep. Right, okay, anyway, so we're looking for... The most important thing is that Croc is never translated. That's essential to his vibe. Okay, so if we go over to JR Lucien Croc, and we look under the quest aliases, we see we have Croc's alias there, which is filled with the placeholder for Croc, which we need to remember to empty at the end when we're done with this. So that's fine. Thank you for the posture check, Dean. Right. No one understands Croc. It's not like Ook from Discworld. No one understands him. But that doesn't bother him. Anyway, so we're looking for Toodly 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 Yazoo, which we recorded last time. So if we just jump in here. Did I actually get as far as exporting any of this dialogue before? Let's just have a wee gander. I'll just pop you back on camera while I have a dig through the files just to see if we ever actually did. This is going to be such a content light stream because it's so short. We spent so much of it faffing. But that's fine. That's fine. I like the look. I mean, I can see the preview of this picture at the moment with these headphones on. I think it makes me look much more professional with these headphones on. And they don't really work anymore. They're slightly damaged. I think I stood on the cable or something at some point. It's a bit temperamental. But they make me look cool. Croc and Goch would be great friends. But that'd be a pain to set up the dialogue for. Okay, Skyrim modding. Lucien.
Toodly.
Yes, so I did actually export the first two lines. So there's one I'm going to use. Hi, Lord of all Frogs. Really good to see you. Hope your frogs are well. If you're asking about whether you can request custom names through Patreon anymore, unfortunately, I've had to stop doing that. The recent changes in the Nexus mod rules that you might have seen about monetizing mods mean that I'm no longer allowed to offer custom names in exchange for Patreon membership as a Patreon reward. However, I will be honouring all the existing name requests. So absolutely anything that people have previously requested will definitely still end up in the next version, but it means I've had to draw the line and say I can't take any more custom name requests, I'm afraid. It's a real shame because I think it was a really nice thing to be able to do, and it's the only way that I could really offer custom names at all because I can't just open them up to everyone. Kitnip, anything that I've replied to saying, yes, sure, it's in the next update, will definitely be in. If you haven't had a reply from me at all, then I've obviously missed your message. Feel free to message me again. But anything that I replied to saying will be in the next update will definitely be in the next update. Nothing is changing. No one is losing out on stuff they've already requested. Thank you, Dean. Sorry, my posture is always rubbish. That's why we have the button. Okay, right, so let's just jump back into the screen with camera so you can see what I'm doing. Now, the first thing we've got to do is find this first line that says toddly, 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 yazoo. And we're going to double click on it, select the voice file name, open up the file that I've now dragged into Croc, JR30 Croc voice, which is this line here. I'm sorry, Fish Fiend, if you didn't get the name in before I was told to stop accepting name requests. I really can't.
Toddly, 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 yazoo!
I'm sorry. I think I have to stick by the instructions I've been given, which is that I have to stop taking the name requests, so I feel it would be pushing it for me to go ahead. If you'd like me to refund you, by all means get in touch and we can talk about that. If you feel you haven't had you know, what you were expecting, that's totally cool. Yeah. Oh, okay. So long as that's okay with you. I feel, or it makes me feel really awkward about it, and I hate having to draw the line, you know, having to cut it off, because I know it's something people liked, but it's very much out of my hands, I'm afraid.
Toddly, 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 yazoo!
Shout out from Dean. Happy Pride Month to everyone in the chat. And everyone outside the chat. Just everyone in general. Ooh, apparently Indiana Jones is in my head today. Save! Lord of all Frogs says to save. Thank you so much for redeeming that, Lord of all Frogs. As it happens, we haven't actually modified the creation kit file at all. Because up here, you can see it says lucien.esp. And when the file has been modified, it has a little asterisk next to it, which means there's data that's been changed and not saved. So because that's not there, and we haven't changed anything here, I know that we haven't modified it, so we actually don't need to save anything, because all we've been doing is moving files around. But thank you for the reminder nonetheless, and I will save when we've changed something. Do I remember Harry Potter Puppet Pals? Yes, I do. Those were good fun. Right. Anyway. Happy Pride Month, one and all. I hope you're all doing splendid things. Thank you so much for continuing the sub, Shokun. So we want to find... Where's the file? What am I doing? Here we are. Right, what's the line we want? We want yazoo. Toodly, 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 toodly. Here we are. This is the line we want. Yazoo! Yazoo! Kasplat! Shazam! Wahey! Kapow! Kagoof! Da 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 da. Sorry, Ghosty, he can only say lines that he said in the original Croc games. Oh, do I remember how the song goes? Do you mean the mysterious ticking song? Right. Kasplat, toodly, 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 Albert Bow. Where's the best take here? There we go. Yeah, that'll do. I can remember that it started... Snape, Snape, Severus Snape, 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 Severus Snape, Dumbledore, Snape, Snape. Sorry, am I supposed to do the whole thing? See what I can remember. Severus Snape, Dumbledore, Snape, Snape, Severus Dumbledore. Ron, Snape, Dumbledore, Weasley, Ron, Snape, Dumbledore, Snape, and Weasley. I can't remember how her bit went. Harry Potter, Snape, Severus, Dumbledore, Ron, Weasley, Snape, Harry Potter, Ron. Okay, there you go. That's the best you can get, really. I've found the source of the mysterious ticking. It's a pipe bomb. Woohoo! Voldemort, Voldemort, Voldemort. There you go. That's close enough. What was the gling? There was a gling. I hope it was a good gling. Something happened that I think was positive. Ah, somebody followed. Thank you for the follow, Zerul. Anyway, I'm getting distracted now from doing the thing. Here we go. Right, so this is the next line. Also, am I still doing the follow mod tutorial series? Yes, I am. However, it's been on an indefinite accidental hiatus in that I just haven't got round to doing the next episode of it for ages. It's been ages since I last managed to actually do one. But I have now, I am now, I have been thinking about the next one for ages. I will be doing more. It will happen soon, I promise. And getting all these views on YouTube is really encouraging me to do more. So if you would like me to do more YouTube stuff, do watch all the videos that I've done and like them and subscribe and comment and all, tick the bell and all those things, because finding YouTube actually is benefiting me and paying off in some way. Is the best way to encourage me to do more YouTube. So anyway, I'm going to try and catch up with all the things. Right. Lucifer has a YouTube series, Ego Cat. Lucifer has a story. It's got prequel stories. I can't remember. I don't know how many he's done. Mr. Video Freak can tell you more. But there are like prequel stuff for that. And obviously Lucien has his prequel War's End, which I read on my YouTube channel. So there's that as well. So so there are those two. I mean, it's not one consistent series, and it would be very difficult, I think, to get everyone working together like that. But yeah, there is a prequel story that I read on my YouTube channel. If you want to read War's End. Thank you so much, Zerul. That's so kind of you. Very nice of you to say. I'm really glad to hear that. It's nice when people... It doesn't happen so often these days. When we first started doing all this, we got a lot of people dropping by all the time to say that, oh, yes, really love your work and everything. And it doesn't happen so much because we don't see so many new people now. So it's really nice when people drop by and say things like that. It makes me smile. It's nice when I get a comment like that on the Nexus or whatever as well. Because, to be honest, more often than not, when I get a comment on the Nexus, it's someone saying, when will you add XYZ feature, or why does this not work, or it's broken, or I wish you did this, or I don't like that you did that. And it's not, what is happening there? Oh, it's broken. But yeah, it's not very often that someone just shows up to say, oh, I really like your mod. So, that's nice. What? Why is it doing this? That's completely weird. Has that recorded a really long thing? Totally. No? It seems fine. I don't know. And also, we can see here that we've forgotten to export the WAV for a line. Oh, no, we haven't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so it's just this one that we need to do. Okay, right. So this is Croc saying, Lucien? Totally. And, sorry, Dragon Age books was what people were talking about just now. The Dragon Age books are brilliant. I love them all. I haven't yet read Tevinter Nights. That's on my list. It's on my Goodreads list. I will read it at some point. But I really enjoyed The Stolen Throne and The Calling and Last Flight and all the other ones. They're all really good. Why have I done that wrong? Ah, because it says actor is ID Lucien, and it shouldn't be Lucien, it should be Croc. Dragon Age does have books. They're all really good. Joseph.exe is processing. Did I forget to reply to something, or am I'm getting confused? No, not get is alignment. That doesn't exist. Get is alias ref. We are going to run out of time for player suggestions. It was very optimistic, me promising to do those. I paused for about a minute reading the chat, did I? It's hard to keep up. You guys are very talkative today. It's nice. It's fun when you're chatty. Yes, Dragon Age 4 title announcement. Dreadwolf. Very cool. Doesn't actually have any information about it. But it's going to be, well, I'm sure it'll be great. You know, I loved the story for, I loved the story of Dragon Age Inquisition. So, I'm really glad it's picking up on that. Right. Are the Elder Scrolls novels any good? I'll be honest, it was a long time since I last read them, but I liked them. I think I did. I didn't dislike them for sure. I can't remember them amazingly well, so they obviously didn't completely rock my world. But they were good, and they are canon, and Lucien references them in his lore. So they're worth a read. No spoilers, Savage Fairy. Be very careful not to spoil anything for people who haven't yet played Dragon Age, because I can't recommend that highly enough. Do you think I'll play it on stream when it comes out? Yeah, for sure. It's the sort of game that I will really want to play, and when a game comes out that I really want to play, it makes sense for me to stream it, because I don't have tons of time to play games outside of my streams. So I probably will end up streaming it, yeah. And I refuse to call it Dad. Oh, what's the best in-game Skyrim book? I don't really know. I don't really have Skyrim books that I particularly like. I don't know them very well. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities of Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities to life. Do you want to know a secret, Mr. Video Freak? I haven't actually seen either version of the Jungle Book. I know the music, and I've read the book, but I have not seen the movie. It's on my list of films I need to see. But I'm woefully uneducated. There's a lot of times when I'm talking to my friends and I'm like, they're talking about XYZ film, whatever, and I'm like, I haven't seen that. And they all look at me stunned with their mouths agape. Like, how have you not seen, for instance, the other week it was Top Gun. So I've now seen Top Gun. But how have you not seen? I'm sorry, I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen Top. But I've not seen Back to the Future 3. I've seen the first 2. I would like to see the third one. Top Gun is a film featuring Tom Cruise, but misleadingly, he doesn't cruise anywhere in it. I've watched it. There's no cruising. Well, there's a bit of cruising, but only a tiny bit. He's not really on a cruise. He does go on a boat, but only for a bit. But mostly he flies in planes. It's hero Tom Cruise, but very much slightly problematic 80s villain, 80s hero Tom Cruise, not villain. 80s action hero Tom Cruise. So, you know, interpret that how you will. Yeah, you see Tom Cruise, but you don't see Tom Cruise. You certainly don't see Tom Cruise cruise. I don't know about either of their Scientology interests, whether Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise or whatever, but Tom Cruise likes flying planes, whereas Tom Hanks likes saving Andy's toys. I always liked that interview of Tom Hanks. I think he might be on Graham Norton or one of the other chat shows talking about voicing Woody. And I loved how he talked about Woody always being clenched. Because Lucien is like that. You know, Woody is always kind of, Buzz, we gotta save the ties, Buzz. I can't do the accent, but like it's all up there, and it's the same for Lucien. He's all tense. He's all up in the throat and kind of the same. So when Tom Hanks was sitting there describing how he voices Woody, it's like, yeah, obviously Woody and Lucien have a lot of similar vocal DNA. Staying alive. Hello, Just Guy. I'm quite interested to see Lightyear as well. I don't know if I'm excited for it, because I'm not that into the franchise necessarily. I enjoy it, but I'm not into it like I am Star Wars, for instance. But it looks good. I'll probably watch it when it comes out on Disney+. I would love to watch Heartstopper. I've heard brilliant things about Heartstopper, and I would really... It's on my list, again, of things to watch. I always romance Josephine in Dragon Age Inquisition. Well, I only ever have one playthrough. I only play these games once. I don't like to explore the different paths or anything. I like to make my decisions and live with them. So I only pick one option for these. So my Dragon Age Inquisitor romanced Josephine. And it was very wholesome. It was Leliana in Dragon Age Origins, then Meryl in Dragon Age 2, but only for a bit. I think it went wrong. And then Dragon Age 3 was Josephine. I think the Twitch, the chat is on a lag there, Watcher, Dean, because I just answered that question. Yeah, but the whole thing with the mirror, and it got complicated. Anyway, right, so there we go. We've now done the Croc dialogue. Woohoo! Yazoo, if you will. So that leaves us just a few minutes. And in that time, I'm going to do Ego Cat's request. I can't remember, Dean. It was ages ago that I played it. I just don't remember her being very impressed with me at the end. Okay, we are looking for... where have I put it? Is it in JR Lucien Follower? And let's see if I can figure out the reason. JR Lucien Follower player death. Yeah, there you go. You've got the no, and you've got all the variants for the different custom names. So there's no reason that we cannot just add onto this stack another general line. But what should we say? What would Lucien cry when the player dies apart from no? Give me ideas, people. We've got 10 minutes. We could do it, but then it's all got no again. What would he say apart from no? Obviously not yes. But like, no, I can't do anything associated with who the enemy was. I can't, because the enemy might not be sentient. The enemy might not be, my enemy might be a bear, it might be anything, and I can't really condition on that. Because I can't know what killed the player. They could have been killed by a trap. You know, so it has to work for any death. Oh, okay, we could do some quite good heartbreaking ones then. This can't be happening. This can't. Don't leave me alone. There you go. That'll be a fun one to voice act. You asked for it. Okay, there's one. I feel that's slightly trivializing it, Bray. There you go. Hold on. I'll be right there. I'll save you. Just hold on. Stay with me. Please. Something like that. But for that one, we should have a distance check, because we can do that. Get distance. And we want any, and we want player. Oh wait, hang on. Yeah. Yeah, any get distance for any player, and that should be greater than let's go with 200. So that he doesn't go for that line if he's standing right next to the player, because that's sort of he's saying he's a bit further away from them. Oh, that's an interesting idea, Mystic Malevolence. Gods. I should never have brought us here. This is all my fault. And that is specifically in Doomswithar. Get in current location. JR Doomswithar location equals 1. Let's save there. Oh, I'm sorry, Czech. Hope you have a good rest of your day. See, these are all quite long. I feel we should have some shorter ones in there as well, and maybe I'll put the longer ones on lower probability. We could go for a variant on no that's like no. No, not a Darth Vader, no. We need to keep this real. We can't go into the realms of silliness. This is crucial drama. This should be dramatic. This should not be funny. You see, I think one has to be careful with my friend, the Rogue Fae, because it works very well. Yes, that's kind of what. Sorry, yeah, Nuno, that's kind of what I'm thinking with these long lines. You know, these can be quite happily sort of cut off while the reload works, and that's fine, rather than Lucien just sort of trailing. So Lucien will trail off if it still goes, but if it's cut off halfway through him, sort of being upset, then that works too. Yeah, so you have to be careful with my friend, and I'm gonna park it there for the dialogue because we're running out of time on the stream. But this is the reason I've introduced Lucien's custom name system, because my friend is fine. I can condition for it to see whether you're at a friendship level. That's totally cool. But it's not a thing that people generally say, right? It's quite rare in common life when you're talking to someone to say my friend. You do it is said, it does happen, But but it's rare, and it's not always in the same context as you would use the name. Inigo does a clever thing where Inigo makes it part of his speech pattern, as Nuna says, right? We said the same thing with speech pattern, right? Inigo makes it's part of his thing. You know, he regularly calls you my friend, and that's part of his character. But in unless you make that part of your character, it's not very natural. And it's certainly, there's a trap you often fall into with all video game NPCs because of the lack of ability to say a player's name, except in the case of Lucien, but for most NPCs, because you can't do it, characters will often say my friend in any situation where they would have said the person's name. And that can be very weird in dialogue, I find. When you're reading it and you're saying it and you're experiencing it, when they substitute in something generic instead of the name, it, for me, damages that suspension of disbelief, because suddenly it's like, oh yeah, this is a video game, they can't actually say my name. So I try not to do that. And we introduce nicknames like boss or whatever occasionally, or as Nuna says, they call their sibling sis or bro or whatever. You know, there are ways you can go around it, but it doesn't quite fit a lot of the time. So I have to be careful with it. So my friend, for instance, I don't think Lucien would ever say, my friend, no, because it doesn't work. So that's what I think anyway. And for me, the approach I take with Lucien is obviously it is a video game, and there are elements we have to concede to it being a video game, but I try to make sure the writing always takes priority over the gameplay. In that I like it to fit, you know, he is a character first before he's a video game NPC. So everything I do has to be true to the writing, and if there's no way I can do it in a way that's true to the character I have in my head, I would prefer to just not do it. I'd always prefer for Lucien to say nothing than to say something that doesn't feel right. So there you go. And as Dean says, you know, a warden or hawk or herald or inquisitor, so all these things are workarounds, but I don't think they work in the context of Lucien. Hence the custom names. So I think by giving you so many options for the names, it gives you a good chance of being able to choose a name that does fit, that you like the sound of, and then you can actually have that personal relationship that you get by using the name back and forth rather than having to rely on things like my friend. Anyway, right, people, I think we're going to park the stream there because I have to go eat my food very quickly and then go off to this talk. So I'm going to, if I can bring this up, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. I am posting a video on YouTube, which I'd love for you to check out. I think I'll probably post it sort of now because it's already uploaded, so I think I'll post it very, very soon anyway, probably this evening, which is all of Lucien's lines for when you hug him from using I'm Glad You're Here, because we wrote a whole bunch of lines for it, and some of them are quite precisely conditioned to certain situations, and I made a compilation video of all the dialogue that he says under different hugging situations. So if you want to watch Lucien be hugged like 20 times with different dialogue each time, then check out that video, which I'll be posting this evening, so check out my channel. Right, okay, thanks for watching, everyone. Is there anyone online to raid before I go? No, there isn't, so we'll park it there. Look after yourselves, stay marvellous. I will see you on Saturday, probably at an earlier time than 7, but I'll let you know what time that will be. It might be like 5 o'clock or something. But yeah, I'll see you folks on Saturday. Look after yourselves, and bye-bye. Bye.